Okay, so this is Roman, and so Roman has, let's just say, he has a strong attachment or desire to attach himself to one of my legs. So we've corrected him a couple times. I will not be wearing these pants tomorrow. But basically, his guardians incorporated a leash timeout. And that was one of the ways that they disagreed with him. I just got done asking what rules they had, and we talked about the leash timeout, but we didn't really come up with any rules. Dogs go through life basically probing, waiting to be corrected or rewarded. That's about half of human canine interaction is us correcting or rewarding a dog. So if dogs don't have any rules, after a while they get the impression, well, I have no rules, I must be the rule maker. If I'm the rule maker, I'm the same status as the humans. Now, you guys are you married?
Yes.
Okay, so you can tell him that you don't like his shirt and to go change it. He decides if he's going to go change it because you are not the boss of him. Now, you can apply consequences, but he's still the one who makes the decision if he's going to change his shirt or not. So if your dog considers itself your equal, well, then listening to you is optional. I listen to you when I feel like listening to you. The other time I'm going to hump your guest's leg, I'm going to bark, I'm going to jump over the fence, I'm going to do whatever. And you mentioned you had doggy temper tantrums, with him barking at you. It's called demand barking. Yeah, we're talking about you, buddy. He's a good-looking dog. That's probably why he gets away with it. So Are you thinking about humping? No, I want to paw at you for attention. How often does he paw at you when he wants attention? And do you pet him when he does it? No. Never?
We probably have.
Okay. Because it
learn not to. So.
Well, so I'm going to go through kind of what I'm doing here off camera, but basically you have kind of the perfect storm. So now you guys have stopped doing it now, but for a while, probably when he was a puppy, he jumped up on you and you petted him. So that taught him the way to ask a human to pet you is to jump up on them. But after that happens enough, just like a child that gets everything at once, the one time you say no, the first time you say no, the child does a meltdown, it throws a temper tantrum. So for him, he thinks you're equals or sometimes superior to the humans. And then I get to tell the humans what to do, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So what I like to do is I consider petting a dog, paying a dog. That's how we compensate them. So I don't want to pet him for doing the things that he wants to do, or just because he looks cute or happens to be near you. That's rewarding him for basically doing nothing. So what I like to do is, if the dog scratches at me or jumps up on me or nudges me, I give it a counter order. Sit. Sit. So as soon as he does something I want, that's when he gets attention. Sit. 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 Now, I like to pet a dog, I'm trying to do this at the same time, keep good camera action. But basically, the mouthing we'll talk about again off camera as well. But when a dog is proud about what's done, his nose is parallel to the ground or tilted upwards. You've probably seen him with a special toy or something where he's, yes, I'm giving you a little hand timeout. So basically, I want a dog to feel good about what I call desired actions or behaviors, like sitting and lying down. Now, sitting and lying down are also more subordinate positions for a dog. So asking a dog to sit in or lay down before you pet him is kind of him saying, I'm going to be a little bit more respectful of you. Right now, he's demanding. Okay, so when he scratches at you or nudges at you, tell him to S-I-T or L-A-Y. As soon as he does, then pet him under his chin and say the words sit or lie down. That's all you should say. A lot of people say, oh, Roman, what a smart dog, you sat down. How'd you get to be such a smart dog? He doesn't know what any of that means. Sit. Within 3 seconds of him sitting down, he needs to hear the word sit, preferably at the same time that you start petting him. Same thing with down. Does he have a command for lie down?
He doesn't know how to.
Okay, so there's a passive way of training that this is what petting with a purpose will transition to. So the first, we tell them, we give him a counter order when he tells us what to do. After a while, he's going to come start sitting in front of you as his new way of asking for attention. When he does that, we want to make sure we pet him and reinforce that. Now, the other way you can, the passive training comes in, you can train a dog to do anything that it does on its own by immediately rewarding it as soon as it does it. So for my dogs, the command word for lie down is crash. Because dogs can actually read a human facial expression just like you guys both did. Most people smile when I say crash and my dog flops down on the ground. So she feels really good about herself when she does that. So I like to come up with fun command words. So every time that he lays down when you're watching TV, you didn't even ask him to. He just comes and lays down. Within 3 seconds, reach over and pet him and just say the word crash, or whatever word you want to use. You don't have to use my words. Petting with a purpose is probably the easiest thing that you can do in terms of return on investment, because once you get in a habit of doing it, you'll do it without even thinking. And over the rest of his life, that's tens of thousands of times where you have a little mini training session that helps reinforce the leader-follower dynamic that you're looking for. Now, the way I like to get a dog to sit is I like to hold my hand flat like this, because you can see from his perspective, this looks like I have something in my hand. So I always give a treat from here. Now, sell it. Don't have your hands splayed like that, and don't do it sideways. Pretend like you have something there. Now, what I do is I go in front of his nose and then over. See how they put him in a sit? Sit. And then I pet him. After a while, you'll be able to do that hand motion without even saying a word to him, and you guys can carry on a conversation with somebody else. Put him in a sit and then pet him. That'd be better if you could say sit the same second his butt hits the ground. But even if you're just petting him as soon as he sits down, again, he's getting your attention, but he has to earn it first. And like I said, once you get in the habit of doing it, this will be a gift that will reinforce the leader-follower dynamic that you're looking for the rest of the dog's lives. Roman, sit. Sit. That's a good way to end.